So this is me in arguably the best shape of my life, and it took me around 2 to 3 months to get there. And this is me in my kind of normal shape, and this only took me 2 weeks to get to after being in this position. And I wanted to create this video because I thought it was a good time of year, because summer is right around the corner and we all probably want to lose a bit of weight and of course look better on the beaches and in summertime and all of that kind of good stuff. But I wanted to highlight just how our perception of ourselves and our expectations of ourselves, mainly due to social media, have come so high, and so many of us just aren't happy in our bodies and in our health journeys. So in this video, I simply wanted to highlight kind of how I got to this stage of being in the best shape of my life, and then how I easily got back into being in a normal shape within a couple of weeks, and just how difficult it is to remain in these stages of our life of being super lean. And then also just provide a bit of insight and a bit of a mindset shift to how we can just have a better relationship with kind of how we look and how we feel. So really quickly, as I said, this took me 2 to 3 months of really putting in a lot of graft. So I hardly drank any alcohol. I pretty much didn't eat any sugar other than kind of protein bars, which have sugar. I had to do something to curb my sweet tooth. And I lifted weights 3 or 4 times a week, went on a couple runs, maybe 2 or 3 runs a week, but ensured that I at least got my 10k steps in every day. And so I did this for 2 months. And I guess on a positive note, it was actually pretty easy, because as soon as you take away the triggers of, alcohol and sugar and all that kind of stuff, so I essentially just had them all out of my house, it became really easy. And just as time goes by, you get into habits and routine and that kind of stuff. So in a way, it was pretty easy. However, it was pretty strict, and it was a lot of graft. I didn't really go out and have any drinks with friends, or you didn't really enjoy any croissants on the weekend or that kind of stuff. So I guess on a positive level it can be done, but on a negative level it was really a 2 months where I wasn't kind of living my normal kind of balanced life. And then a couple of weeks later, after a few nights of drinking, having some just unnutritional food of croissants and maybe some chocolate and some pizza and that kind of stuff, not going off the rails at all, having a couple of cheat meals here and there, but it shows you just how easy it is to get back to that normal position, because you're going to be carrying some water weight from all of the salt and the sodium from all of the bad foods, and of course alcohol bloats you and it slows down your digestion, your metabolism, and makes you hold a lot of water. So just these little things of 2.5 months of graft to 2 weeks, I'm back to square one. And this is why it's so difficult for so many of us to be in a good lean position year round, because now that I was back in this position, I knew that it would take me at least a month probably of another graft to kind of get back to this position. So I think that's just the back and forth that we always have, if of course we want to be in a lean body kind of year round. But this is really the main problem that I think a lot of us face, and that is our expectations, right? Not tooting my own horn, but I'm probably in, say, like the top 10% of bodies in terms of like a body fat percentage, muscle percentage, etc. I guarantee if you went to the gym and you looked around at all the other bodies in there, you would be, say, top 20%, top 10%, or whatever position you're in, but I guarantee you would be in better shape than most other people. And so if you're in better shape than most other people, we should feel good about ourselves, right? But we don't, because our expectations are up here, because of all we see online and social media. We're seeing the top 0.1% of people. And also these videos that come out online of people that look great, there's been really, really good videos of some influencers that have posted videos of them like 5 minutes later where they do see their rolls or whatever because they're not in good lighting or they're not in a good position or whatever. So that's really, really good to see, but obviously not a lot of us see that because we just see the top 0.1%. So I guess really just the reason why I wanted to create this video is just to kind of tell you that it sounds really cheesy, but you're not alone in terms of how you think about yourself. I know so many people just aren't happy with our image or our health just because of these extraordinary expectations that we have. So the positives, it can be done. If you do want to lose weight for a period of time because you've got a holiday coming up, you can do it in a couple of months, obviously depending on where you're starting. But also just having that knowledge that, okay, it's living a balanced life. And again, it's just about priorities. What do you want to prioritize? Me personally, yes, of course I want to look good, but I don't want to look good to the detriment of, not enjoying drinks with my friends, not enjoying good food that might not be that healthy. So yeah, I hope this video just kind of provided a bit of insight to show you the difficulty of how it's always difficult to be in shape because it's so easy to get a bit of water retention, to get a bit of bloatedness, etc. But then also, just managing our expectations. So hopefully that was useful. Appreciate you watching.